What is up, guys? SmokeSkyTeep here, back with another video. And today, guys, in this video we will be reviewing the entire Forsaken expansion from September 4th, which is when it released, all the way up until November 28th when this video is being uploaded. Now, starting with this review, well, we're going to be starting with through the campaign. Alright, campaign comes first, and then we'll eventually get through all the endgame content, and then I'll rate the Forsaken expansion from 1 to 10 on how much I liked it. Uh, anyway, so let's start. As for the campaign, I believe, honestly, I'm not, no one's really fond of Destiny campaigns, uh, but, Destiny 2, Forsaken, the campaign was it was kind of short and sweet, so it was, for a first time experience, it was actually really fun, but it was short, which, I mean, obviously all Destiny campaigns are short. Um, anyway, yeah, it was really fun, honestly. The Baron fights were really unique. I like how they were all different. It wasn't just shoot and kill. Well, it technically was, but you know what I mean, right? Anyway, moving on to the weapons, we're talking about base game. Just weapons in general. We're not talking about the raid weapons. We'll get to that later. Um, a lot of the Forsaken weapons were actually really good. A lot of them are pretty much the meta. I mean, honestly, in Crucible right now. So, speaking of which, probably the best Forsaken weapon for PvP right now. DA's freaking excluding Pinnacles. We had um, what is it called? Dustrock Blues. Amazing gun, by the way. Kind of broken. I do want it to be nerfed. I don't play a lot of PvP though, so I mean, you shouldn't really listen to me. Anyway, right side of wrong, or no, wrong side of right. My fault. No, it's right side of wrong. The pulse rifle. It's an amazing. It's a pretty cool gun. Actually, it's a really good gun. Um, right side of wrong. You know, a lot of people used it day one of not day one. In the raid in the 24 hours that it was at, the first 24 hours. More people were racing for world's first. Obviously, Redeem won. Anyway, moving on to the. I feel like those are probably two of the best. Go figure, pretty good. Anyway, we'll move on to Gambit. Gambit is a new game mode, new hybrid game mode, PvE plus PvP. It's actually really fun. I like it. Uh, I was grinding it some last season. Now, there was no pinnacle weapon for it during Forsaken. Technically, Forsaken's still happening, and Season of the Forge has started, but I'm not going to really count it. I'm going to count it more towards Black Armory. Anyway, so, in terms of exotics, you know, um, also Gambit had a lot of really good weapons, such as Bygones, Trust. Trust and Bygones are actually both really good weapons in PvP. Bygones is a pretty good weapon in PvP, I mean PvE as well. So, moving on to exotics though. A lot of the Forsaken exotics though were like, really good. I currently just need, I have every single Forsaken exotic weapon, including quest ones. I just need 2 more armor pieces for my hunter, and then I have the full badge for my hunter. I have none of the armor pieces for warlock or titan. Um, anyway, yeah. So let's talk about. I mean, I say one of the best. Queenbreaker is probably one of the best, if not the best, Forsaken exotic. Obviously, not the best. Uh, you know, out of all the exotics, because it may not. He's not really a good PvE weapon, but it is definitely. It's a returning weapon from DB1. It's an amazing weapon for PvP though. Uh, More specifically speaking, Gambit. It's probably the best gun in Gambit right now to use for invaders slash invading. Um, yeah, and then probably for armor pieces, I'd say One-Eyed Mask for PvP. That thing is just a monster for PvP. PvP, PvE. I mean, PvP. Sorry. Now for the on the PvE aspect, the best weapon. Honestly, best weapon would probably be 1K voices for PvE. Uh, Obviously it doesn't top off things like Whisper the Worm, Sleeper Simulant, whatever. But the ad clear on that thing is amazing. It's pretty rare gun. It took me 24 attempts, something like that. Uh, and yeah, I obviously have a video of me getting really excited over it. And yeah, and for PvE, best Forsaken Exotic would probably be Chromatic Fire, I'd say. Because Chromatic Fire, that thing is a beast at clearing ads. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to destinations. This one will be a really quick topic. Tangled Shore, look, I have always wanted a solely focused, fully focused reef expansion. And now, right? And whenever I came back to D2, I was like, yo, Forsaken's about to be a reef expansion. Like, I've wanted this for a really long time. Uh, well, we got it. Forsaken, we got the Tangled Shore. Alright. One of the coolest. No, if not the coolest. No, no, not the coolest. I'm not going to go that far. But it is an amazing destination. I love it. It's really, scenery is amazing. Uh, my favorite place, I think, would be the Jet Sam of Saturn. It's super cool. I like that there's a hive ship crashed into the Tangled Shore. And plus, who wouldn't want to be on a bunch of freaking rocks and asteroids? Like, just all clustered up together. It's amazing. Dreaming City, though, probably, like, basically the Tangled Shore, except a million times better. The place is really cool. It really feels like a dreaming city. In the last Wish raid, once you're at, I think, Morgoth, it's always nice to look behind you and see all the wall around you and all the like cloudy, misty things. It literally looks like a cloud, dreaming city. It lives up to its name. It's amazing. Anyway, moving on to the next topic. Honestly, let's just move into dreaming city content. Really, uh, discluding the raid because we'll get onto that in a minute. Yeah. So obviously after the first team, well, before, actually, no, we'll talk about this before. We'll talk about that in a minute. Um, Going in before the team beat Last Wish for the first time, uh, we had what's it called? We had Blindwell. So when we got in, I don't think really the first thing I went to whenever I got into the Dreaming City was Blindwell. So that was insane. Blindwell for the first time. I honestly feel like it was a lot more fun than Escalation Protocol. Anyway, we had this, which we will get into in a minute. Really, you didn't have too much to do in the Dreaming City until the first team that beat Last Wish beat it, which took them 18 hours. Congrats to them almost 19 hours. Uh, anyway, that unlocked a bunch of new content. So, activated a curse week, a 3-week cycle. Petrovent's first in the Strand, then in the Devalian Mist, and then in Resilvia. Each week there would be a new story mission to follow, and then on the third week, obviously, you could go see Mara Sovin or Throne World if you did Gateway Between Worlds. And the Ascendant challenges, oh, those are really cool. I love them. Anyway, on the third week, you could do a dungeon, which is amazing. The dungeon is like a mini raid. It was really fun. I'm still trying to solo it, so I guess wish me luck, because I am not the best, but Anyway, now let's get back. Let's get into probably my favorite thing about the Forsaken expansion. Actually, no. Before we get into that, I'm gonna review one more thing. All right, I'll say that. Bear with me. All right, the new supers. The new supers, all of 9 of them are amazing. Speaking of which one's the best one, most useful one, terms of PvE, well of Radiance. It's just hands down. In terms of PvP, well, discluding any exotics you could get, probably Blade Barrage. I'm not gonna, like, in terms of exotics for some, like, PvP, Gwissinvest. I mean, Gwissinvest paired with Spectrals, or, it's nasty. Too nasty. Uh, yeah. Anyway, now let's get into probably the last part. No. Let's get into events. Sorry. One last thing before the raid. Let's get into events real quick. The, there was really only one event, Festival of the Lost. It was amazing. Thunderlord came back. Really fun. Good Festival of the Lost. It wasn't that too good without Thunderlord, but whenever it came back, wow, LMGs are back in the game now. Now, last part of this video, the raid. Alright? The raid. The Last Wish raid. Alright, probably my favorite raid to date. The Cali encounter, the safe rooms was just amazing. The place, staying on the place, not too good, but like once you got there, you know, you're fighting a freaking wizard. God dang it. You freaking jumped into doors. Like, can't tell me that isn't sick. And then the whole scenery of the raid. Crossing that bridge for the first time. Going to Shirochi. Alright? Shirochi is one of my favorite encounters of all time. Moving on. Literally Morgoth. The Morgoth encounter. Better than Golgoroth, I feel like. Well, not really. I'm not gonna say that. I don't want to trigger anyone. But yeah, Morgoth encounter was pretty cool. The Vault encounter, easily one of my favorite encounters of all time. No one could change that. The Vault, I don't know how they came up with that. They must have all the Bungie employees. They probably were like really like drunk whenever they were coming up with that idea. Anyway, it was really good encounter. Riven, talking about the legit, we're gonna just say the legit. I mean, I understand cluster cheese and all, but legit Riven as a boss fight, difficult, amazing, fun. All right, hard to pull off unless you have a good team. Going jumping in. I liked Riven for the most part just because she had like 3 final stands. Uh, jumping down the popped assist was amazing. Uh, it was cool. First final stand, you get teleported in the center realm. You have to go pick up that tank and strength. Second final stand, after you pick up that tank and strength, you get teleported out. Damage rhythm for that final stand. Pretty much, it's just like a normal final stand. Third one, freaking you have to jump into her heart and destroy her heart before she kills you, or destroy the blight covering it. Grab her heart, and then you have to take it out. That's amazing. To take it out, it's like an escape. Wow, I've had a lot of fun with it. Honestly, a lot of fun. The raid overall, just amazing. Honestly, 10 out of 10 for the raid alone. Alright. Petra's run, you know. Honestly, this is where I'm going to start criticizing a bit. Petra's run is just a load of horse crap, man. You know, I guess it's just because, I mean, we didn't realize about the tracking emblems and how that can cause guitars, but I've gotten guitared 4 times at heart on Petra's run. And, you know, that makes a lot of my, you know, that's around 3-4 hours, 4 or 5, no, 3-4 hours of a successful run in place. Anyway, overall, Forsaken expansion, I rate this a 1 to 10. Probably, no, sorry, 8.5. 8.5 out of 10. This expansion was an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Uh, you know, I feel like it could have been better, 8.5, you know, but still, like, it was a really good expansion. I feel like it's the best expansion of all time. It might not have the best, like, certain stuff of all time, but yeah. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and of course, subscribe. See ya, guys. But seriously, though, make sure you subscribe.